Okay guys, my parts came in, my actuators came, so I'm going to work on installing these in the rear so that the whole truck can go up and down. First thing I'm going to do is tighten up my mounts to this. I have a couple things I got to do there. Once I do that, we'll be able to move on and install the actuators. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Now with the actuators in there, I've got my spaces all drawn out as you can see where they're going to go. With the actuators in there, there's going to be a lot more like downforce from the box to the rear end because I'm going to use these leaf springs while I'm doing it. So what I thought I should do, instead of just having two little bolts here, I created a bracket that goes right into the frame out to the service bed. I just got to make one more for here and then we'll move forward. Okay, so now I've got two brackets made so that I can go ahead and actually get into the linear actuator part. So everything's solid as hell now. It's not going anywhere. I built these two brackets out of just aluminum channel. Basically, they're a 2-inch long piece with a 1/2 inch bend drilled. I wanted it to pull the frame down tight as it could against these other brackets I built before, just so everything's supported and, you know, as strong as I can make it. So now I got to slot these out. So I'm going to take the little die grinder and I'm going to grind those back until I have enough space. Basically, I'm going to remark this one because I centered it up a little bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. It's pretty much the same on both sides. I'm just going to slot it back so that I can hook to this little tab right here. Then I'll be able to push the rear end up and down. That'll be enough for what I'm trying to do. I might even be able to unhook these brackets and lower it more. We'll see in a minute. Now that I got everything mounted the way I want it, I took these two bolts out. That way I can flip the rear end up and do my trimming, and I don't have to worry about hitting my rear end with any of the tools. So I'm gonna go ahead and grind that up. So now that I've got the slot made for the actuator to go in after, and I made it a little wider so if I got the tires on and I gotta mess with it, whatever, I gotta build myself a little piece so that I can make a bracket here. That's only gonna take me a couple seconds to make. I'm just gonna use a little piece of stock aluminum and I'm gonna make it so it can bolt here and there. It's gonna be super easy to work with. Well, this is what I made. I'm going to pretty it up after, you know, round it off, make it look nice, but it's going to go from the top shock mount to the actuator. And that's how it's going to work. I'll get one of them kind of hooked on, and then you'll be able to see here. So I got one actuator kind of mounted up where I need it. I might create two different positions on it, but that's kind of how it's going down in there. It'll be just like that. It'll go down in, and it'll bolt to the truck. I just got to do the other side now. What I did was I wanted to widen that out a little bit. It seemed tight. I changed the bracket a little bit. I'm going to change this one just slightly. Then I'm going to go ahead and put these and mount these into the box. It's going to be a pretty simple setup. So the next thing I have to do is just kind of push up on this a little bit and drill my hole in the side of the bed. So I'll go ahead and do that. I know I'm drilling holes in this thing. It's, you know, it is what it is. It's got to be perfect and it's got to be strong. So I got to drill 2 holes to fit M4s. So after I drilled those 2 M4 holes, I realized there's just no way that I was going to be able to get those actuators in there. Well, I could have did it, but I wanted them to ride freely and not rub these. So what I ended up doing, actually, funny enough, was taking more out of the inside here and putting the actuators on the inside of the bed, and I'll put caps on them. You'll never, no, they won't be bad. I'll have like white caps on them. They're gonna look really nice. That's as low as you can go in one of these things. That's with the box sitting as low as I can get it against the frame. And I have the axle actually touching the frame right now. So it goes up. As you can see, it'll go up and it'll go down. Now, I gotta maybe do some adjustments, but other than that, it's probably gonna be all right. I'm gonna go back down now. This is actually really cool, and it's gonna look cooler when the body's on it too, because the back will move enough and the front will make it look good. I mean, that goes down pretty good. Let's do it one more time. Sorry guys, I know that it's boring sometimes to watch me repeat stuff, but it's more of a testing thing than anything. I mean, it seems to have pretty good clearance, and I noticed that the one on the passenger side, we'll call it's a little slower, but you got to remember, this thing's not a hopper. It's supposed to look kind of bagged. When you're going up the road, it's going to sit nice and low, and you're going to be able to drive along without dragging too much. and it's going to look really nice. So let me get an ESC thrown in this and get it working on a remote. Okay guys, I got this temporarily rigged up on an ESC just so that we can play with it here in the video. I haven't got it so it'll drive yet. I just haven't bothered to put the motor in it yet and other stuff I need. I have it all here. I'll do it. But this part here is the more complicated part. That stuff's easy. So let's see what it looks like working. Just a second here. I'll set that up better. Let's get the front going. That's badass. So there's up. That's up. That's down. That's down. And this is my first test, guys, so I'm pretty proud of that. That's pretty good. I'll get you another angle so you can see better. It's about as good as I can get you inside the scale garage. So here's the front. And here's the back. Here's the front. That's her all the way up. Or all the way down in the front. There's a sweet spot right now. I'll get that tuned in later. But right on, guys. What do you think of that? You like it? Tell me if you like it in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and make some more videos of this. But this thing is freaking straight awesome. Can't wait to get it painted. Trying to decide on the color. I think something bright would suit it. I'm going to go ahead and make sure all my body line's perfect. But I think I got her pretty damn spot on. I might have to move it like a millimeter right here. That's about it. And that could come down to me just putting this body like that. And that's it. So I got her pretty much in line. I got to do a couple things to make it look, you know, the way I like them to look. But overall, this project's going pretty good. Thanks for watching again, guys. And check out my shorts. Check out my Facebook. Check out my Instagram. Check out my TikTok, guys. Thanks for watching.